Oh, hey everybody, good to see you guys here. I wanted to just do a quick few minutes here and just give you guys a quick update. If you saw my post on Instagram last week, then you saw that I did finish the short scale P base back here, but you also saw that I'm not happy with where the color came out, so I'm pivoting. So let's take a peek at it. And you guys can see what we've got here, and I'll do my best not to just completely show off everything, but so there it is. And it's not, I'm not 100% done on the color. I don't have any finish on this yet, actually. This is just the colors rubbed into the raw wood right now, and that's it. So just kind of buffed in. That's why you see the edge is still light. I haven't finished it up. So I'll finish this, but while I was at it, I wanted to go ahead and do a mock-up and just see how everything else worked. Um, and I've got this in a pretty darn good place. And this body will eventually find its way to somebody to be played, but I just didn't think it was the right color for the young lady who's going to be playing this, right? So, as you can see by the headstock there, that's really the direction I was going with this. So, yeah. And with this piece of wood, we just started out way too brown. And it's a beautiful piece of wood. And when I looked at it and I cut into it, it was a little dirty on the outside when I picked up the block, and it just had kind of been kicked around the shop for a while. So um, I didn't really have a good sense for how bright it was going to be when I cut into it, and it didn't get nearly as white as I thought it might get inside. So, I knew I was taking a risk. Went through with it anyway. Tried to give it some good color, and if you guys saw the initial pictures, you saw maybe it looked pretty bright, but still wasn't quite where I wanted it to be. And I knew once I got it under the final finish that it was probably going to be too dark, and that's exactly what happened. So that's where we are. So, like I say, beautiful base. Love this top. I think that figured maple is absolutely gorgeous. And no, those aren't the knobs I'm going to use on it, but they were fun and they were sitting right there, so they got put on there. But you can see those P base pickups that we've got, the black Stumac bridge, and you guys can see how this beautiful rosewood fingerboard came out. And there is the neck and headstock. So I'll show you guys that first. So that's really where that purple should be on this maple as well. So the outside edges, the purple and the blue areas, it should be a little bit brighter. And again, we'll get that when we get on here, but let me get that up there for you. So yeah, I went with kind of the rubbed off look there, and just faded it down. So kind of like the way that looked on a few other examples I had seen, and I'd done it on one other neck and liked it. So um, that's what I did here. So yeah. Anyway, I love this body though, and it's nice and light. With this alder body is something. I think that I'm probably maybe this is 7.5 pounds. Maybe it's a pretty light base. So yeah, I'm really happy with it so far though. So I know it all works good, and I got this thing down to really, really low, so I know it's a good stiff neck as well. So next coming with it, obviously, all the hardware is. The only thing that we've changed out is the body. So let me show you what we've got with that now. Excuse me for clearing my throat. All right, so this was the progress that I made over the weekend on the new body. So you can see there, right away, that's a really, really bright piece of a figured maple. And it's got just really pretty figure right up the middle. You can't see it as much towards the edge on camera here, but in person you can. And when I get color on it, you're going to see it pop a bit more. The camera doesn't do an awful lot of justice here for it. It's not crazily figured, but it looks great for what this is. And also just the grain lines in general. They really just make it look good. So I'm super happy with how that book match came out on that piece. And I went right back to the alder that I used for that body because that's a great lightweight piece. This one's actually be a little bit lighter even because this maple top on this one is actually just a hair lighter. But we're going to go for the same scheme. It'll be nice and kind of blue and purple around the edge. with super bright pink on top. So just think, kind of that, but more pink, more spread out, and just kind of get into that purple and blue right on the edge and along the edge. So it'll just kind of, rather than doing a binding on the edge, I'm just going to do, I want you to see that transition from the maple top to the alder body, but just through that kind of color change. So just a nice burst. And I'm going to have that same burst cover over onto the back. And the back will be a bit darker all over. So I just think that looks really good. And of course, I've got a nice piece of maple for the cover here. So, and actually it's the one that you saw on that one that I just showed you. So it's coming along really good. Got a lot of machine work done. I would have gotten a bit farther this weekend, but I had decision paralysis on one or two items that I wanted to do on this, so I didn't end up gluing it, the top to the body until very early Sunday morning. So I was basically watching glue dry for a handful of hours before I could get to do some machining on it in the afternoon. But yeah, had I been able to make that decision on Saturday evening and gotten it glued up then, I would have had the whole day to get more machine work done, and would have probably had that neck in that neck pocket by the end of the day. But we are where we are, and it's not too bad. So we'll get there. So yeah, that's where we are. Making good progress. It's put me, yeah, a good probably 2 weeks behind schedule. I had another week of finishing on that, no matter what, and really getting enough coats built up on the finish to get a good final polish on it, and then yeah, do some testing on it. But yeah, I'll get this finished up, that body and the new body finished up this week, and I'll start putting color on it by this weekend, and have a neck on this thing, and hopefully be shipping it over to our friend overseas, and his daughter here shortly. So that's the plan anyway. All right, guys, have a great rest of your week. I look forward to seeing you guys all soon. I'll give you a more thorough update as soon as I have time. But until then, just know that, yeah, this cat's working. All right, guys, have a great week. We'll see you soon.